I'm popular and I've done well. I mean, I think we have the greatest economy actually ever in history. We broke 50 and we broke 7,000. They said I wouldn't do that for 4 years and I did it in 1 year. We have to get the word out, okay?
That might be a stretch, but today the stock market is certainly liking what Trump is selling, and prices are up after a January jobs report came in. Honestly, hotter than anyone expected, because we've been seeing headline after headline about mass layoffs at places like Amazon, for instance. So what's going on here? Why is the January jobs report way better than expected? Well, let's get to the details. Other indexes, by the way, have stated that job growth is grinding to a halt. However, people's expectations were set even lower when Peter Navarro went on Fox Business. This was a video we showed you earlier, and set everyone's expectations to all-time lows. Here's what he had to say.
The jobs report's going to come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
We have to revise our expectations down significantly for what a monthly job number should look like. When we were letting in 2 million illegal aliens, they're coming in. We had to produce 200,000 jobs a month for steady state. And by the way, all of the jobs that we were creating in Biden years were going to illegals. Americans were going to the unemployment lines. That's totally reversed. And now 50,000 a month is going to be more like what we need. So Wall Street, when this stuff comes out, they can't rain on that parade. They have to adjust for the fact that we're deporting millions of illegals.
That's a good
out
point.
Of our job market.
But it sounds like you're expecting a weak number tomorrow.
No, not expecting a weak number. I'm just saying that going forward, when we see a number under 100,000, we don't wring our hands. We say, yeah, that's going to be steady state.
Now, a group of economists surveyed by the Wall Street Journal predicted that the economy would add 55,000 jobs. But this morning, the Trump administration claimed that the US added 130,000 jobs in January. And I just don't believe it. I think that's inaccurate. So I'll explain why in just a minute, but Trump immediately called for lower interest rates. Because remember, the only thing Trump cares about is more money printing, okay? Give me the money, okay? Cheaper debt, quantitative easing, it's destroying our economy, it's creating asset bubbles, it is creating this K-shaped economy, right? More wealth inequality, just give me the low interest rates. Here's what he wrote on social media. Great jobs numbers, far greater than expected. The United States of America should be paying much less on its borrowing, meaning its bonds. We are, again, the strongest country in the world and should therefore be paying the lowest interest rate by far. Okay, so here he's talking about US bonds, and he wants US bond investors to get a lower return on investment. That's the argument that he's making here. The January jobs report also stated that wages rose by 0.4% and that the unemployment rate fell by 0.1% to 4.3% total. Now, remember, the jobs report doesn't count people who are underemployed. So for instance, if an individual worked literally 1 hour a week, that person is considered employed. So they are not included in the unemployment numbers. If a person has given up on finding work, they are not included in the unemployment numbers. But it's worth digging into these numbers a little more by taking a look at this graph, okay? So even if we take the Trump administration at their word, the net gain of 130,000 jobs is not all that much when compared to previous years. Furthermore, almost all of the new jobs were in just two sectors: healthcare and social assistance. Now, look, that shouldn't surprise you guys because our population is aging. And so there is more and more need for healthcare workers. So if you happen to be a younger viewer of the audience, you don't know what you want to do with your life, you just want to find gainful employment, turns out that the healthcare sector is the place for you. Now, the government didn't just release numbers from last month, it also changed numbers from previous years, and this is very relevant, okay? So annual revisions to the jobs count benchmarked against census data showed that for the April 2024 through March 2025 period, payrolls or payroll growth was 898,000 jobs lower than initially stated. Moreover, November's previous estimate fell by 15,000 and December was off 1,000. For the final 6 months of 2025, the economy lost a net of 1,000 jobs. Now look, I don't know. That could definitely be true because these revisions happen, right? So the Bureau of Labor Statistics puts out its jobs report, and then a month or two later, they revise the numbers because they have more data that will give you an accurate reading of what the job market looks like in the United States. Now, it's for that reason that I'm not very trusting of what the Bureau of Labor Statistics is reporting in regard to, unemployment in January. But then there's that added layer of Trump punishing people in his administration who don't carry out his wishes. So when the jobs numbers previously didn't look so great, Trump got really upset and he fired the head of BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics. So who's to say that the individuals working at the Bureau of Labor Statistics right now aren't terrified that Trump might fire them and could be reporting inaccurate numbers? I just don't see. Now we're living in this age of we don't trust our institutions. I don't know what the truth is. I don't know what the jobs numbers actually look like. But one thing I know for sure is this report is likely to be revised, and Trump's self-interest, narcissism, and desire to retaliate against anyone who doesn't do his bidding leads me to distrust these numbers even more than usual. So in other words, the US government is admitting that it drastically miscalculated previous job numbers in previous jobs reports. And that's something you should keep in mind.
This will be fun. Let's talk about first dates. We've all been there. You're trying to figure someone out, so you ask the important stuff up front. What are you looking for? What are your deal breakers? You get right to the point to see if they're the right person for you. Well, the same goes if you're hiring. You definitely want to address key questions first to see if someone could be right for your role. That's why you need ZipRecruiter. When you post your job, ZipRecruiter suggests screening questions to help you identify top candidates faster. And today you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/TYT. Their matching technology immediately starts finding qualified people who actually check all your boxes. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site. Ask key questions and hire faster with ZipRecruiter. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/TYT. That's ZipRecruiter.com/TYT. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
But and either that or they lied. Now, that's why economist Peter Schiff has posted this on social media. The better than expected 172,000 jobs supposedly created in January are just as likely to be revised substantially lower as the major downward revisions to prior months that were also reported today. The government always overestimates job creation. And I think that's true.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.